Hi guys, welcome back to Cuz We Can. Today we're going to talk about building a downdraft table and dust collection system, what I currently have in place, what I don't have in place. So I'm constantly, grinding metal, cutting metal, what have you, and just always making a mess. So first I'm going to talk to you about what I have currently, and then we are going to explore what I'm building now. Alright, so you're facing the opposite direction of what you're used to. Always looking this way. It's usually where I do my work. However, think about taking this end of the bench and making it into a downdraft table. As you can see here, I actually did start doing some prep work already. I don't know if you could tell, but this bench was clean about an hour ago. I just swept this floor an hour ago. So, just a little bit of prep work for the grate of this downdraft table made one hell of a mess. So over here, my workbench, where I got grinder, metal chop saw on top of this cabinet. And I'm actually going to take the grinder and metal chop saw. I'm going to be building a belt grinder, and I'm going to mount it on top of the new downdraft table, which is going to mount right here. This is where my dust collection system will go, right underneath the workbench. And I'm going to make a downdraft table that goes through my workbench down here into a bucket. Not too sure if I'm going to vent outside or back into the garage. If I vent back into the garage, it's going to take a bit more filtration. So my idea, I'm going to cut this plate back, cut this OSB out, lay a grate and sheet metal underneath, probably just a 6-inch plumbing going down through, elbow, and dust collection here. I'm going to have to mess with my bracings of the bench. So I did not make a 100% legit drawing to do this. I'm going to do it off the top of my head, by the cuff, whatever you want to call it, because I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to work out. Now, the top, the metal grate, I figure I'm going to lay a piece of this anti-fatigue mat on top of it. Thank you, Fireball Tool, for that idea. Cut down vibrations, smaller holes, since I don't have such a big and powerful fan. So I'm going to get the tabletop all put together, then I'll build a frame for it, and then I'll cut out what I need to cut out and go from there. Let's get started. Alright, so I'm using this grate. I picked it up as scrap. Going to repurpose it. Also, I'm using, here's the pieces I actually already have prepped. You'll see them in a second. This is 1.6 mil angle iron I had made for, it's actually a construction job. Alright, so this gives you an idea of the size. I would love to make it bigger, go all the way back to the wall, but I figure again, with only a small hole, I'm worried about I'm not going to have enough downdraft. Now, I don't need it to actually suck like a vacuum, just a light downdraft so all the dust falls in and not fly throughout the entire garage. Get sick of cleaning. Also, you see I didn't angle cut these, weld them together, which causes these two plates to V in a little bit. I also know that, and I figured that would help me with downdraft and holding on to the tools that I have on here. I was going to make the tools movable. Belt grinder, make some brackets in here, bolt the belt grinder down with some big thumb screws or something. But then I can very easily loosen it up, push it toward the back, and use my metal chop saw. Or the wheel grinder, which I don't use too often, especially after I build a belt grinder. It can be placed on here wherever I want. Or I could just push all through the back or take them all off, and I could weld on here, grind on here, what have you. That way all the smoke from welding, the fumes, the dust all gets sucked down in, and I'm not continuously cleaning my garage. Downside is I gotta go over there to weld, which I'm gonna have to rethink that so my welding leads can run over here. Project for another day. Alright, so if you watched the used oil tank / used oil sprayer video, you notice I ran out of gas for my MIG welder, so I got me a big boy now. It's first time using it, so let's test it out. Alright, so tabletop's done. Alright, as you can see here, I have a, what is it, a quarter inch plate, 10 feet long, going down the bench. So I'm going to have to buzz this off without trying to start a fire. Alright, time to break out the plasma coater. Oops. Alright, once I'm sure that I'm not going to catch my garage on fire, we'll lay this puppy down. Until then, cut this puppy off. Alright, so this is what I got to work with. You can see this is actually my air compressor system for my truck. I'll do another video on that whenever I get around to it, but I want to replace the bed on my truck. So I'm thinking I'm going to come up, maybe 2x6, put the tabletop on top of that, sheet metal underneath, come down to right here in the middle with a vacuum pipe or downdraft pipe, whatever you call it. Alright, so I usually have so much lumber laying around that I'm tripping over it. But I just took it all out of my loft and took it down to my apartment that I'm remodeling. And like I say, right now the garage is slim pickings. I'm here at home alone with the boys. They're playing their Xbox and watching TV. Of course, where do you think Alex is? So I'm going to use what slim pickings that I have here. Hopefully I can get by. Besides, I need to use it up anyway. Mine ends up a little bit high. However, it gives me my chance so that I can slope the sheet metal in order to try to force everything to the center hole. And if need be, I can always build a movable bench to stand on. Alright, so like I said, it ends up a little bit high. Alright, so drill some holes in here. Get this puppy mounted. So you got plenty of room in there to run the sheet metal. Back you up. I did cut out a little bit too much there, so I'll have to figure something out. Alright, so I have what, 2, 4, 8 screws I got to take out to pick this up and do maintenance with. I don't think it's too bad at all. And we use this to line this guy. So I'm not quite set up for working with sheet metal, but let's see what we can do. I do own a brake. My roofing gun has some nails in it. Alright, so one metal lined pan. Nothing super fancy. Now, I love to build stuff so it looks professional. However, I'm not too worried about with this project.